Hey guys, welcome back again to another video that you guys should know what you're thinking about. So guys, in today's video I'm going to be talking about countries, 2025 countries that does not ask Nigerians slash Africans for authentication or legalization. So I'm actually aware that this authentication and legalization has actually been a big deal for Nigerians slash Africans. When I say Nigerians, I actually mean Africans, right? So, and it can be really disturbing, especially for countries that they'll be like, you have to authenticate and legalize your document first before we even give you admission. And then in my mind is, after I've gone through that stress and you know give me admission, what me go do? You know, that kind of thing. And that thing is, even if you even say, let me just authenticate and legalize it for Ministry of Education and Foreign Affairs, if I make sense. But some will even go to the extent of telling you, after legalizing it at Ministry of Foreign Affairs, you have to do super legalization or notification at their own embassy. Some will even tell you have to weigh the documents, DHL it to their country, paying DHL, paying this, kilo day on top waiting. Waiting, I won't study. That course what I want to study, I want you to go use and meet God. I don't know, in as much as people have been doing it, but me, I'm somebody that I don't have that patience. There's some schools that I wanted to apply for in the past, and I say, I go to do legalization. The admission, I'm not going. So, and why I said that was because I'm more familiar with so many countries that I know they are not going to ask me for legalization and authentication and all those things. But if you know the option you have, the only best country that you have is one asking you, you can actually opt for it, right? And the thing is, in as much as countries they ask you for legalization and authentication, right, there are some that they can be very flexible. Some can actually give you conditional offer, which actually prefer. Let me see my admission first before I start spending money, because I'm not living in Abuja. So for me to fly from this, now you go pay the money. Then after doing all those things, you now come and tell me that I'm not qualified. Please, you people should pray. So I now see that this is actually a common problem for immigrants. That's why I sat down that, okay, let's look for countries that they don't actually require this from you guys. So in making this video, I'm going to subdivide it into 3 sections, right? One, the country that they do not require authentication or legalization from you, never ever, regardless of they know they ask you anything. Number 2, the countries that they actually require it, but they will allow you to get your admission first. They'll give you admission first, give you your visa admission or offer first. Then at the process of your visa application, before you will now do the legalization and what authentication. And to me, I feel like this is fair enough, right? It's okay. I'm not saying I'm not going to do, but at least let me see my admission letter first. I cannot go and be wasting money on this thing. I feel like that's fair enough. Then the third part of it is countries that is non-negotiable for them. If you don't submit it, they're never gonna talk to you, let alone give you admission or this thing. You understand, right? So now let's step right into it. So this one is 2025 list, as I'm making this video. And now that I want you guys to know is I am still making continuous research. And one thing I also want you guys to know is these things, right, what I'm saying is actually valid till when I am making this video, because immigration changes and anything, right? Denmark, as when I am making this video, Denmark will give you admission, everything, right, before your authentication and legalization. But at the stage of your visa application process, they will actually tell you to what's it called? At the stage of your visa application process, that's when you have to do the authentication and legalization. Like I said, now I subdivided this video. I was like, the ones that don't ask you at all, and the ones that they will ask you, but they can allow you to do it later. Denmark. The next on my list is Switzerland. And when I said Denmark, depending on the school, but most schools they are flexible, right? Most schools are flexible. The next on my list is Lithuania. So that's when I'm making this video. Lithuania does not ask you. You have to authenticate and do your documents immediately. If you don't, no, for now, right? But then during your visa application stage, you can now do it. But for now, Lithuania does not ask you. The next on my list is Serbia. Serbia is also another country that they do not ask for authentication and legalization for now. So the only time you do your authentication and legalization is when you travel to Serbia, and then you have to do is when you actually arrive, right? It's not here, it's not now. At least you would have gotten your admission and your visa before you actually do it. The next on my list is Switzerland. Switzerland is also another country that does not ask you for authentication and legalization immediately. If you know no, you do your admission process and this thing before you actually do it. The next on my list is Daniel. Which other country did they? The next one on my list is Russia. The thing is, Russia actually requests for this document though, but there are some schools that they are very flexible. They will give you admission, and then they will tell you that during your visa application processing you can do it. There are some that they are very obstinate. They will tell you, no, if you don't do it, no admission, right? So depending on how you converse with them, that I did not say I will not do it. This place is not located in my state, and there's a lot of money flying there. Give me admission first, then during the visa application process, I will do it. You understand? So depending on the school that you are dealing with or this thing. So if you want to apply for admission in Russia and your school is currently asking you to do it, and then you're trying to save costs, I know a couple of universities in Russia that will actually give you like conditional offer. Depending on when you do it, that you can apply for your visa, and then you can do your authentication and legalization later. The next on my list is, so the ones that don't require from you at all, they don't ask you for anything. The first one on my list is they are the low Japan on a low budget countries. They do not actually request from you. It's not as if they do not request from you, right? They actually let you go through that process of admission, visa. Then when you get to their country, they will not be the one, you will pay them money. They will not be the one to do it. I hope you understand. But then there are some countries in these low Japan countries now that they will tell you to do it first. But me, when I'm applying for clients, I used to speak English for them, that clients will do it when they come. You understand? So what I'm trying to say, every country actually requests it from you, but depending on how flexible that country is, if they are going to do it themselves or you're want to come and do it. So for these low Japan countries, they actually do this authentication and verification thing, but it's not the typical going to Nigerian embassy on kind of thing, right? They will actually take your this thing, right? Reach out to WAEC or your school or your this thing, anyone you're getting your documents from, for them to send a copy. You actually pay for that one, and they actually have their own as evaluating body. Firstly, they will actually convert your grade. If it's same with their own, then they will not verify if the result is same. I hope you understand that. So with that one, at least you would have gotten your admission letter, you would have gotten your visa. Then when you come, when you submit your documents, that's when they will now do that one. So that's the low Japan countries for you. The next one on my list is if you're just seeing this video for the first time and you've not seen the low Japan countries, right? I'll put in a link in my description box. You see all playlists. Click through it. You see Japan on a low budget. You see the videos there, right? So the next one on my list is the country I came to talk about. When I talk about fully funded nursing program in this particular country, so this country, they do not request for authentication or legalization or anything. They do not request from you at all. They don't ask you for anything. They just do their own background check, right? They do not request from you. If you've not seen the video, I'll put the same link in my description box. You see all playlists. Click it, go through it. You see videos, you see a playlist that is for nurses. Click it and scroll through. You see fully funded. Listen, the third one on my list is the country that I told you guys can work and study, and you can study nursing for as low as 4,000 euros. They do not request for it as well. But I don't know, by the time you'll be watching this video, I don't know if I would have uploaded it or not. Australia does not ask you for legalization or authentication, right? You just do your documents, but then they do internal confirmation of results from your school. The schools, you have to provide them with scratch card and this. Same with Lithuania. For Lithuania, you have to provide them with scratch card as well. So they will check your WAEC result, and if it's BSc or this thing, they will check the school. Chicken now. The next on my list is New Zealand. Same here and Baba to Taiwan Mejeji. New Zealand too does not ask you for authentication and legalization at all. They just do internal confirmation. The next is UK. UK too does not. Do UK even confirm results? I don't know for that country. They don't do any. The next on my list is USA. USA, some schools that actually confirm they make use of WES, and then when you do your WES evaluation, WES has to send a message to your school. Thereby, of course, that's a confirmation there. So, but then at the application stage, USA, you don't say, I love this country because of how flexible they are. This thing. So USA will allow you to apply for your admission, your visa, your everything for you to come before they even start their verification. But depending on the level of education that you're applying to, because there are some schools that they will tell you to do your worst, that if they don't see your worst like this, they do anything. Same with Canada. So depending on the school, depending on this thing, some will ask you have to submit your worst evaluation. So the authentication and legalization for typical Nigerians, the one that we know is like worst evaluation for Australia, for Canada. Does Australia accept WES? Leave it in the comment section. I cannot know everything. So like in those countries, Canada, Australia, Canada, USA. The next on my list is which other country again? Luxembourg. Luxembourg is also another country that they will actually give you admission and this thing, right, before you can do your authentication and legalization later. Which other country is there? But now that's the one my brain can actually pick, because I was actually supposed to sit down and write this down, right? But that's the only one that is in my brain currently. If I remember more, I'll make a part of this video and I'll come and let you guys know. So the other ones in my head, I have to reconfirm. I don't want to give any information that is false. And another thing I want you guys to know is this information is valid to when you're watching it, because anything would have changed. But that's the one I know for now, that I know is still going. And right. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye for now.